Igbo Area TV on the Igbo.
Hello, a Nollywood actor, Emmanuel Ehumadu, also known as Labista, is reported to have been arrested. This was disclosed by Destiny Etiko on her Instagram page. According to the actor, Emmanuel was arrested while leading a peaceful protest in the Abia State capital. They are demanding his release immediately. Still on EndSARS, after shooting of protesters in Lekki, a U.S. soldier who served in Afghanistan for 8 years reacts. The black American soldier was reacting to the shooting of protesters that happened in Lekki, Lagos State, on Tuesday evening. It led to scores of death and leaving many protesters injured. The U.S. officer, whose name was withheld, that has been in a video shared on Twitter, slammed the use of live ammunition on peaceful protesters, and he blasted Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari and Tinubu for their roles in the alleged massacre. He said he watched the video that day and it was really pathetic for him. He added that while he served in Afghanistan for 8 years, he never witnessed an American soldier using weapon on an armed soldier, talk less of civilian. And according to him, there are rules for this. They respected the Geneva Convention that as a highly trained soldier, said I served with this uniform for 8 years in the United States Army. They never, when I was in Afghanistan, that American soldier uses weapon on an armed soldiers, talk less of more of our civilian, because they respected the Geneva Convention. They are trained. Somebody said Nigerian soldiers, Nigerian army, they don't understand anything. Anything other is not what they know. That is why you could, before you say jack, they have shot people. He described a weapon. According to him, a 7.62 ammo is an ammo that is supposed to be used downrange, but you used it against innocent protesters. The black American soldier said that 7.2 ammo is what should have been used, though, but was used on innocent protesters instead. He is not happy with President Buhari and Bola Ahmed Tinubu, plus Babajide Sanwo-Olu, for having allowed such to happen. It's not the first time such a thing has happened. So he's not happy. According to him, the whole world is watching what is happening. A revolution has started in Nigeria. And he rounded up by sending a message of solidarity to Nigeria. He asked protesters never to give up, as the shooting has turned everything to a revolution. Still on World Trade Organization Director General, European Union divided over Nigeria's okonjo-iweala and South Korea's Yoo. This was brought up by Chike Olisa. The United States and Europe are heading for a dispute over which of the candidates to support for that top position in World Trade Organization, WTO. As this time around, they are trying to select the first woman to head the global organization. It has entered a pivotal phase. According to a report from Bloomberg, the European Union is inclined to support Nigeria's okonjo-iweala and may sign off on that position Wednesday, whereas the Trump administration is leaning towards South Korea's Yoon Myung. America and South Korea's relationship. However, China's preference and those of other major economies like Brazil and India remain unclear. So, the new Director General of the World Trade Center organization is expected to be announced in November, and the person is going to replace Brazilian Roberto Azevedo. It's the first time a woman is looking for the top position. That top job is the first time a woman will climb, because there are two women that are contesting. Now, Rufus Yeksa, former Deputy General of the World Trade Organization from 2002 to 2013, and now heads National Foreign Trade Council, a Washington-based business group representing U.S. companies, said, "We shouldn't dismiss the possibility that this could end in a deadlock, and that's an outcome we'll have to wait for U.S. election and what the next administration decides to." So it's possible, but if Biden wins, he might change. He might not be supporting the other lady, but the Nigerian. But let's look at what happens. While a few countries are publicly saying which of the two women they support, the process requires a consensus of World Trade Organization's 164 members, meaning a single nation could block either you or Okonjo-Iweala. Modern the picture even further are trading alliances from Africa to Asia, strained by 3 years of tariff wars and protectionist sentiment, only heightened by COVID-19 pandemic. For instance, South Korea's EU has struggled to secure support from Japan, a trading partner and rival of South Korea. The deteriorating trade relations between the two export powerhouses has negatively impacted on EU's campaign initially and remain an important consideration in the last phase of the race. The EU played a critical role in the selection process for the previous round when the 27-nation bloc selected both you and Okonjo-Iweala to be its preferred candidates for the final stage. That effectively sank the candidacy of Kenya's Amina Mohammed, who has been viewed as an early front runner in the race. Since the shortlist was trimmed to 2 earlier this month, both you and Okonjo-Iweala have been working behind the scenes to rally support for themselves. Among the bargaining chip that can offer to nations that endorse them is a job for their citizens as one of the 4 World Trade Center Deputy Director General. On football, Europa League round up, Iheanacho sets new record. Our own Kelechi Iheanacho on Thursday night emerged as the first Nigerian to provide 2 assists in a UEFA Europa League game as he propelled Leicester City to a 3-0 win over Zoya. Aside providing the 2 assists, Iheanacho capped his wonderful performance with a goal of his own as the Foxes began their quest in Europe on a bright note. Brendan Rodgers' men had suffered a last-minute 1-0 defeat in their last outing in Premier League against Aston Villa, but they gave their fans a lot to cheer about in the Europa League clash. The Foxes' other goals were scored by James Maddison in the 29th minute and Harvey Barnes, who found the back of the net just before halftime. Our own Iheanacho, Nigeria's teammate Wilfred Ndidi, was still missing in action due to his injury. Elsewhere, 2 Nigerians were in action in thrilling 8-goal thriller between Villarreal and Sivasspor. It was Villarreal that triumphed 5-3 with Samuel Chukwueze getting a goal, and while Olanrewaju Kayode got a goal for his Turkish club. It was not enough to get a share of the spoils. In Belgium, Leon Balogun was key in the defense line as his Scottish club Rangers romped to a 2-0 win over Standard Liège away from home. I'm Azuka Ozo Oje. Please subscribe to our channel,